I bought 7 knives, spent my own money, under $50 each, and I gave myself one mission: find a knife that can actually go toe-to-toe with the Benchmade Bugout. If you don't know the Bugout, it's the $175 EDC knife that everybody recommends. Light, smooth, practically a cult following. And I wanted to know, is it actually worth 6 times the price of a budget knife? Or is the gap a lot smaller than the knife community wants to admit? So I tested all 7 the exact same way. Same cuts, same pocket carry, same direct comparison against the Bugout sitting right next to them. No sponsorships here, I bought every single one of these myself. By the end of this video, one knife is going to walk away as the closest thing to a true Bugout killer I have ever held. Let's find out which one. Number 7. Number 7, Kershaw Chill. First knife I grabbed for this test, the Kershaw Chill. I wanted to start with something cheap, almost as a baseline. I was not expecting much. Kershaw has been building knives in Tualatin, Oregon since 1974, and the Chill runs their speed-safe assisted opening system, a small torsion spring that completes deployment once you push the flipper tab past a certain point. The blade snaps open in about 0.3 of a second. Genuinely, that's faster than the Bugout's manual thumb stud. I tested this side by side, and the Chill won the speed race every single time. The blade is 2.75 inches of 8SAR 13 MOV steel, hardened to 56 to 58 Rockwell. I know that steel gets trashed in knife forms, but for daily cutting, boxes, tape, packages, it held up fine through my whole testing session and came back sharp in under 2 minutes on a basic stone. The handle is stainless steel with a liner lock, 3.5 ounces, noticeably heavier in the pocket than the Bugout, but it survived every drop test I threw at it without flexing. Against the Bugout directly, no contest on blade length or steel quality. The Bugout's S30V holds an edge far longer. But on pure speed and price, the Chill straight up wins. $28 USA assembled, opens faster than a knife 6 times its price. This isn't a heavy-duty knife, and I won't pretend it is. But as a cheap, fast EDC option, it earned its spot. Number 7. Number 6, CJRB Hectare. I'll be honest, I bought this one specifically because it looked like a Bugout clone in photos. I wanted to see if that was marketing or reality. It's reality. The CJRB Hectare runs their version of the crossbar lock, functionally the same mechanism as Benchmade's patented axis lock. Push the bar back with either hand, blade swings free, release it and it locks rock solid. Holding the Hectare right after putting down the Bugout, the lock action genuinely felt close. Not identical, there's a touch more resistance, but close enough that I had to double check which knife was in my hand. This thing was clearly built for hikers and backpackers who count every ounce. Slim profile, light build, disappears in your pocket exactly the way the Bugout does. I carried both knives in opposite pockets for 2 days and honestly forgot which pocket had which knife more than once. That's the highest compliment I can give an EDC blade. Cutting performance handle cardboard, rope, and basic food prep without complaint. Not the sharpest edge holder in this test, but completely functional for what most people actually use a pocket knife for daily. Where it falls short of the real thing, steel quality and fit and finish aren't at Benchmade's level. I noticed slightly more blade play after a week of carry, and the edge dulled faster than the Bugout's S30V under the same cutting load. But for the price gap we're talking about, the Hectare gets you maybe 80% of the Bugout experience for 20% of the cost. Number 6. Number 5, QSP Penguin. I genuinely had to look up the price of this knife twice during testing because it did not feel like a $30 product in my hand. QSP runs D2 tool steel on the Penguin, a steel known for serious edge retention and toughness that usually shows up in knives costing $80 or more. The blade is a full Warncliffe shape, completely straight edge with a sharp drop at the tip. That geometry is built for precise, controlled cutting, scoring, opening packages, push cuts through dense material. Because the edge is perfectly straight, sharpening was fast and consistent every time I touched it up. The handle pairs steel liners with micarta scales, and that combination gives the Penguin a weight and feel that genuinely surprised me. Deployment is smooth thumb stud action into a liner lock, zero wobble. confident lockup from the first day to the last day of testing. Comparing it directly to the the Bugout's drop point handles a wider range of tasks more comfortably day to day. I'll give it that. But for pure controlled utility cutting, the kind the Wharncliffe shape was built for, the Penguin genuinely competed. And in my edge retention testing across multiple sessions, D2 actually outlasted the Bugout's S30V in raw abrasive wear, which surprised me given S30V's premium reputation. The trade-off is real. D2 is tougher to sharpen once it does dull. You need an actual stone, not a quick pull-through tool. And the straight Wharncliffe edge is less versatile for piercing than a drop point. $30 for D2 steel and micarta handles. This knife should not exist at this price. Number 5. Number 4. CJRB Maximal. By this point in testing, I started forgetting which knives were the cheap ones and which were supposed to be premium. The Maximal is exactly why. It runs CJRB's RPM 9 steel, a spray-form powder steel that delivers edge retention, toughness, and corrosion resistance well beyond what I expect from budget steel. The crossbar lock works the same confident way the Hectare's does. Ambidextrous, smooth, secure. The handle shape is genuinely neutral, comfortable in my hand, and in my girlfriend's smaller hand when I made her try it for comparison. What stood out most in direct testing was carry flexibility. The pocket clip is fully reversible, tip up, tip down, left pocket, right pocket, matching exactly the kind of carry versatility people praise the Bugout for. I switched it between pockets multiple times during testing just to confirm, and it sat flush and forgettable every single time. Cutting tests across cardboard, rope, and food prep were confident and consistent throughout. The RPM 9 steel held its edge through my entire testing window without chipping or rolling, which I genuinely was not expecting from a knife at this price. The one place it loses to the Bugout: weight. Steel liners add noticeable pocket weight compared to the Bugout's nearly weightless Grivery handle. If ultralight carry is the only thing you care about, the Bugout still wins that specific fight. But as an all-around, genuinely complete knife, the Maximal might be the most well-rounded budget folder I tested. Number 4. Number 3. CJRB Pyrite. CJRB named this knife pyrite. Fool's gold. The mineral that looks valuable but isn't. I went into testing fully expecting the name to be ironic in the wrong direction. It wasn't. The pyrite runs Artisan's proprietary AR RPM 9 steel, genuine powder metallurgy steel, which is rare territory for anything under $50. That technology has existed for decades, but production costs kept it locked into knives well over $100. CJRB found a way to bring it down to this price point, and I could feel the difference in edge retention almost immediately. The blade is a 3.11-inch drop point with a nearly full flat grind, coming down to a remarkably thin 0.021 inches behind the edge, genuinely premium tier geometry. Deployment runs on ceramic ball bearings through a button lock, a mechanism I normally only see on knives well over $100. The lockup had zero blade play through my entire testing period, and the action stayed buttery smooth from day one. In my direct cutting comparison against the Bugout, the Pyrite's flat grind and thin edge actually produced cleaner, lower resistance cuts through thick cardboard in multiple trials. I ran this test 3 separate times because I didn't believe the first result. The button lock disengages with a satisfying click that genuinely felt like it belonged on a much more expensive knife. The honest gap, the steel liner construction adds weight versus the Bugout's ultralight build, and the large forward finger choil, while great for grip safety, slightly reduces the usable cutting edge. $50 for ball bearing action, a button lock, and powder metallurgy steel. This is not fool's gold. Number 3. Number 2. Civivai Yonder. Out of all 7 knives, this is the one I expected to forget about by the end of testing. Instead, it's the one I kept reaching for without thinking. The Yonder runs 14C28N Sandvik stainless steel, the same Swedish steel trusted in premium outdoor knives, giving it strong corrosion resistance and solid edge retention for a fraction of what that steel quality normally costs. The Spay Point blade has a thin, sweeping belly that made it one of the smoothest general-purpose slicers in my entire test. The Micarta handle scales gripped confidently, whether my hands were dry or sweaty after a full day of carry. In my cardboard cutting tests, the Yonder performed right behind the very best knives in this lineup, slicing cleanly with minimal resistance. But what actually won me over was comfort. Despite being a smaller knife, it fit my hand like something significantly larger, and through hours of cutting tests across multiple days, I never got a single hot spot, a problem that showed up with more than one other knife on this list. I carried the Yonder clipped in my pocket for 4 straight days during testing and genuinely forgot it was there more than once. For an EDC knife, that's the entire point. Directly against the Bugout, cardboard and general slicing performance matched up closely, though the Bugout's straighter edge held a slight edge specifically on paracord, where the Yonder's belly let cords slip a little. But for everyday comfort and cutting versatility, this nearly matched the Bugout task for task. Around $60 for a knife that genuinely competes with blades twice the price. Number 2, and the knife from this whole test, I'd actually buy again with my own money. Number 1, CJRB Brazen. I started this test asking one question. Can a budget knife actually go toe-to-toe with the Bugout? After 6 knives, I had a lot of close, but not quite. Then I picked up the CJRB Brazen. The build quality on this knife stopped me mid-test. Tight tolerances, 0 blade play, and action so smooth, I had to check twice that I wasn't accidentally holding the Bugout. This isn't budget knife territory pretending to be premium. This is the gap actually closing in real time in my hands. The blade geometry strikes the same balance the Bugout is famous for. Versatile enough for daily cutting, piercing, and utility work without sacrificing control. The crossbar lock operates with the same ambidextrous confidence as Benchmade's Axis lock, snapping shut with a positive click every time I tested it. No exceptions across dozens of open-close cycles. Here's the test that actually convinced me. I set the Brazen and the Bugout side by side and ran identical cuts. Cardboard, rope, food prep, control precision work. Task for task, they matched. Not good enough for the price. Matched. The only places the Bugout pulled slightly ahead were S30V's marginally longer edge retention under heavy abrasive use, and being a few grams lighter overall. Differences I genuinely could not feel in day-to-day carry, only in side-by-side lab-style comparison. The Bugout costs $175. The Brazen costs a small fraction of that. For the actual experience, the way it opens, the way it cuts, the way it disappears in your pocket, I'm paying Benchmade money for a difference I would never notice blind. I went into this test looking for the ultimate Bugout killer. The CJRB Brazen is my answer. Number 1. So there it is. 7 knives, my own money, 1 real answer. Quick recap. Number 7, the Kershaw Chill, fastest deployment under $30. Number 6, the CJRB Hectare, closest crossbar lock feel for hikers. Number 5, the QSP Penguin, D2 steel that should not exist at $30. Number 4, the CJRB Maximal, the most well-rounded budget folder I tested. Number 3, the CJRB Pyrite, powder steel and ball bearings punching way above their price. Number 2, the CJRB Yonder, the one I didn't expect to love this much. Number 1, the CJRB Brazen, the closest thing to a true Bugout killer I've ever held. Did this test change how I think about premium knives? Honestly, yeah, a little. All 7 links are in the description below, including the exact ones I bought and tested. Amazon affiliate links, cost you nothing extra, helps the channel. If this saved you some money on your next knife, hit like. Subscribe if you want more honest, no sponsor testing like this every week. And tell me in the comments, would you actually carry a budget knife over a Bugout after seeing this? See you in the next one. Stay sharp.